Good morning and welcome to the second annual Head for the Cure 5K Phoenix. My name is Jenna Heilman, Executive Director, and I am so thrilled and honored to bring this event to you virtually this year. You know, Phoenix last year was such an amazing inaugural year as we got to know each and every one of you and the amazing support and team at the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. And it has been even more fantastic this year to continue those relationships and build even further than the amazing success of last year's event. Over the past 2 years, you all have helped raise over $50,000. And with just $10,000 more, we can hit that amazing mark of $60,000. We know you can do it, Phoenix. Your passion and your support for everyone who has ever been faced by this disease has been nothing short of amazing. So thank you so much for all that you've continued to do and for being here today. And guess what? If you're watching this and realize that you hadn't registered yet, you can still do so. That's what's great about this virtual platform, is that we can keep registrations open even after the event. So registrations won't close until tomorrow. That's Sunday, November 8th at midnight. So if you're watching this and you realize you haven't registered, you really want that comfy, super amazing purple participant shirt in that fantastic medal, there's still plenty of time to do so. So head to headforthecure.org/Phoenix. Head for the Cure really exists for 3 main reasons. The first is to build awareness around this elusive disease. The second is to raise funds to support the important and crucial clinical research and patient support programs. And the third, and what we're doing here today, is igniting hope. That is hope that we all desperately need right now, especially those who have ever faced a brain tumor diagnosis personally, as a caregiver, or even as a clinician. That hope is so needed. So thank you all so much for continuing to help us achieve each of those important pillars of Head for the Cure. We're so excited to continue our amazing support through our national sponsors this year. VML-Y&R is an international marketing agency that helped ignite Head for the Cure 18 years ago. They have literally been by our side every single step of the way. Harry Campbell and his Get Real program has generated more than $440,000 to Head for the Cure through his book sales and his speaking engagements. Harry does this in honor of all who have faced a brain tumor diagnosis, but especially to his wife, Chris, who is a brain cancer survivor. Harry's latest speaking engagement, Get Real Mindset, really challenges each and every one of us to look at ourselves individually to see how we are doing and if we're being the most productive people possible, personally and professionally. He donates 100% of his book sales back to Head for the Cure. So check out more about Harry Campbell today. Novacure has been a sponsor of Head for the Cure for the past several years. Their Optune device is used to treat glioblastoma patients and help enhance the quality of life. And they do so in a very patient-forward approach. So learn more about Novacure's Optune device. And of course, Gary and the team at Weather 2020 help provide long-term accurate forecasts so each of us can choose the best day to do our own 5K in support of Head for the Cure. And as I mentioned before, we are so honored to support our local beneficiary, which is the Ivy Brain Tumor Center at Barrow Neurological Institute. Ivy's mission is to increase the life expectancy and contribute to a cure for malignant brain tumors by pioneering the largest, most advanced phase 0 clinical trials program in the world. To achieve this goal, we invite patients and providers to submit a trial screening request and consider early into our early phase clinical trial program. We want to give a special shout out for the amazing team at Ivy, especially Dr. Sinai, Dr. Mehta, Melinda, Robin, and Michelle. Thank you so much for not only your unwavering support of Head for the Cure, but your commitment and passion for all that you serve each and every day. And we can't do this without you, so thank you very much. Okay, so now is the time for our virtual 5K. We are literally bringing a 5K to your screen that's going to be featured with some of your participants and team captains who are running and walking and sharing their stories in honor of loved ones. And this is the time that we want to see your pictures of how you all are supporting this event through your own 5K and physical activity, whether that's mowing the lawn, whether that's going for a jog, walking the dog, going for a swim, whatever you're doing, make sure that you take a selfie and that you're posting it to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and tagging Head for the Cure. This helps us bring the community together. Since we can't be together in person, we can be together in our efforts through those photos. And it helps show that people who are fighting this disease or have been affected by this disease don't do so by themselves. And you'll want to make sure that you stick around after the 5K event because we are going to be featuring our very special program where we recognize all of our survivors, and we also do our Keeping the Faith recognitions, our Legacy of Love awards, and remember those that we've lost through our celebration of life. You won't want to miss that special program, so stick around and we'll see you after the 5K.
Good morning, Phoenix. My name is Debbie, and I'm racing this morning for my beautiful rock star superhero sister, Pam Blackburn, who was diagnosed last fall with a rare and aggressive form of brain cancer called glioblastoma. I am so hopeful that glio will be blasted in her lifetime. I'm also so hopeful that more opportunities for treatments and advanced therapies will become available for Pam and others living with brain cancer while they still have a chance to participate. Because brain cancer survivors are just like you and me. They have families, they have hobbies, they have dreams, they have big plans for the future. I can't think of anything that would make me happier than to see Pam fulfill every item on her bucket list. So come on, Phoenix, let's race for a cure. Let's race until no person lives with brain cancer. Real people's dreams and real people's lives are at stake. Thank you, Head for the Cure, for making this event possible and giving me the opportunity to race for Pam. So come on, let's go. It's time to run.
I'm Bob Blackburn. My sister is Pam Blackburn. She was diagnosed over a year ago with glioblastoma. I came out here to the mountains because I know that's where she loves to be. And I want to say that this brain cancer has just robbed her of some of the things that she loves. And it's unfair, and I'm praying and hoping that together with the rest of us, we can find a cure for this dreadful disease. My wife and I, Chris, we love Pam so much, and we just want her to be able to do everything the rest of us can do. We love you, Pam.
And I'm running for my aunt who was diagnosed with brain cancer about a year ago. We're hoping and heading and racing for a cure.
But we are live this morning with one of the patients actually at the Ivy Brain Tumor Center, which is located at the Barrow Neurological Institute. So this is Nick, and you're with your father. And I want to talk to you a little bit about your journey and where you're currently at.
So I'm currently on a clinical trial at the Ivy Brain Tumor Center, and it's a phase 0, phase 2 trial where they take medicine that is personalized to individuals to see how it can help. I'm currently taking medication there that was traditionally used for breast cancer and is finding new applications for helping treat malignant meningiomas.
And how much has that trial helped you?
It's helped an extreme amount. This has been really helpful in terms of the medication. I had taken it prior to surgery, and they had showed that it was effective to being able to help treat and reduce the spread of cancer.
How does that make you feel?
Extremely thankful, extremely grateful, because I couldn't be in better hands within this, and I know I have medicine that's working for me. It's not just some random chance.
Yeah, well, it's so great to hear your story this morning. Thank you for joining us. And like we talked about, the money here today being raised for those clinical trials for patients right here in the Valley who are going through things just like Nick is. Hey, good morning, guys. The race just now wrapping up. Actually, we have some people here crossing the finish line, our Star Wars friends cheering them on, handing out some medals. And I'm with Dr. Nader Sinha. You're the director of the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. Talk about why you guys held this event here today.
Well, this event is really important in terms of local support, creating awareness around brain cancer. We're an early phase trialing center at the Barrow, and this is what we focus on, this patient population.
And talk about your center and what it is that you all do.
So the Ivy Center is the largest early phase drug trials program in the world. We focus just on getting new drugs to brain cancer patients. We're based at the Barrow, which is the highest volume operative brain tumor center in the world. So we really have a good thing going here in terms of momentum.
And how are patients here in the Valley benefiting from this?
So, unfortunately, brain cancer can strike at any time, mostly in healthy patients, any point in your life. So it affects many of us here in the Valley. We try to be there for them at this darkest hour.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for holding this event today. It is for a great cause, and we know that the donations here all benefiting this center here locally.
Jocelyn Harmon. I'm the Clinical Operations Manager for the Ivy Brain Tumor Center, where we're fighting to change the survivability of malignant brain tumors. So I'm running for research.
This is a portrait of my sister. She is a free spirit, always rode horses.
I was extremely close with my mom. And she's the smartest woman, smartest person I've ever known. She was an electrical engineer.
This picture was my brother-in-law, Leon. He had already had his first surgery at this point.
Brain cancer is really one of the most terrible, violating sorts of illnesses that you could possibly have.
The fact that multiple people who work at this institution who've had experiences either with themselves or with family members with brain tumors, I think that makes us special.
I lost my brother-in-law to a glioblastoma at the age of 35.
My sister died of a brain tumor. We didn't win that war, and we need to do everything we can for all of those who might get this diagnosis in the future.
The unique thing about Ivy is that we're the largest center doing phase 0 trials. And what a phase 0 trial is as compared to traditional trials is that we get the results much faster.
When you're diagnosed with a brain tumor, the clock starts ticking.
That's why the phase 0 trials are such a good option, because there's no time wasted.
I had a brain tumor myself and can understand what having neurological deficits and going through surgery and radiation is like.
Whenever you go through something like that, you can't look at your work the same.
My brother-in-law was taken by a glioblastoma at a young age, and I don't want to see that happen to anyone else.
I see patients day in, day out going through that same fight. Each time it's a chance for the work that we're doing to move the needle for this terrible disease.
You know, when I look at this painting now, I just feel like, you know, my purpose on this earth is not to relax and to enjoy the things that I've accomplished. It's to, you know, keep tackling that next battle, to never give up the fight.
Today's my 22, and I've been contemplating all day on what to talk about, because actually I was thinking, oh my gosh, people are probably tired of hearing about, okay, Lynette's talking about her tumorversary. And then it occurred to me, okay, what's changed? I actually drove by the location where I used to work, and I sat there in the parking lot and I was kind of emotional and recorded a couple, and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. And it hit me. What has changed? Ivy Brain Tumor Center. And that's what's changed. We're making progress. The Ivy Brain Tumor Center is here in Arizona. Catherine Ivy donated $51 million to help find our cure. And I'm so excited because that's progress. And I'm just excited about it because that's making progress for all of my brain buddies. Someday we're gonna get our cure. I tell the researchers, Shwetal Mehta, she's gonna be our cure finder. I believe in her. Come alongside helping find a cure. So I won't make this long, but 22, how about you? So my brain buddies, I put a call to action out to all of you, and if not for you, maybe rally some others. This year it's not just about me, it's about all of you. And what has changed? well, what has changed is we're making progress.
I'm Lynette Veris, and I am the president and founder of the Gray Matters Foundation. I was asked to share with you why the brain tumor cause is important to me and why I started the Gray Matters Foundation. The cause is important to me because in 1992, my grandmother was diagnosed with a brain tumor, had it removed, and we learned it was a glioblastoma. Sadly, she died in 9 weeks. At that point, I vowed that I was going to be a voice for the cause. Little did I know that 6 years later, I too would be diagnosed. After she was diagnosed, I volunteered for organizations like hospice, just growing my compassion for those dealing with sickness and disease. But after being diagnosed with brain cancer myself, I had a whole new perspective. I left the hospital feeling like I had no hope. I felt like there was no support. But after attending a brain tumor conference, I learned I wasn't alone. It was an aha moment. There were so many families going through the same thing. So in my profession, I was a relationship manager. I was trained to build relationships with my customers. Now, I took that knowledge, and when I was meeting people, I was sending cards and encouragement and found myself building relationships within a whole different community. And it just seemed that it only made sense. And that's how Gray Matters evolved. I had someone approach me about starting the nonprofit, and it just went from there. Our mission at the foundation is to share support, not statistics, and to help educate and encourage those families dealing with this disease. And in doing so, we also partner with other organizations like the Head for the Cure and Ivy Brain Tumor Center. We can't be great at everything, so we partner with those who do great at what they do, like the Head for the Cure and the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. We connect with patients and we share the support. We help educate by connecting them to the other organizations, and then we stay in touch with them. I know what it's like to lose a loved one. I know what it's like to go through surgery, to go through treatment. And so I take that knowledge, I build those relationships, and I hope that it helps others feel like they're not alone. I need hope, I share hope. I need love, I give love. And that's why I started the Gray Matters.
My name is Rosie Montoya. The reason why I'm doing the Head for the Cure race is because it's special to me. It's an honor to everyone who has lost their loved ones or is currently fighting with the battle of brain cancer. So it's an honor to be doing this race to raise money for this cause.
My name is Daniel Vollmer. I am joining the Head for the Cure race this year on behalf of my cousin, Robert Durant, who passed away earlier this year. I joined the Woodward Warrior team last year in memory of Jay Woodward, who passed away as well. And it's just a really important race, not only for my family, but the Woodward family as well. And it's just something that we should all come together and raise money for and find a cure for it.
The reason I decided to do the Head for the Cure race today is because I had to watch a family endure something traumatic, and watching them struggle with everything that came along with this horrible disease. So my hope is that by doing this, it's just gonna help make it a little bit lighter for anybody else down the road that has to endure that, and then hopefully that there will be a cure one day so that nobody else will have to go through that.
Hi there, my name is Michelle McCann. I have been a member of the Blue Steel family for almost a year now. I never had the privilege of getting to meet Jay, but having been with the company for almost a year now, I still consider him family. He was very dear to Michelle, and that means a lot. I've had other family members in my life that have struggled with cancer, and being a mother of a medically fragile child who passed away a few years ago and nobody knows why, any type of activity that collects funds for research to help anybody with medical setbacks in life that could give them a better quality of life and extend their life in general is always a good cause. Michelle is a great person. I'm sure Jay was just as equally wonderful. And if it's important to her, I'm also going to support her in that and hopefully help a few other people along the way.
My name is David Clore. The reason I'm doing the Head for the Cure is because Jay Woodward was my boss's sister. My boss is an amazing woman, and I consider her family. So, in part, Jay was part of my family. This is a terrible disease, and I wish this on no one. So I'm doing this to raise money, raise awareness, and hopefully we can find a cure for this.
My name is Mark Coxon, and I'm doing the Head for the Cure race. Doing it to honor not only all the people who are fighting and have passed from glioblastoma, but specifically for the Woodward family. My fiance, Michelle Howland, lost her brother, Jay Woodward. It will be 1 year ago tomorrow to this disease. I will never forget the day that we found out he was diagnosed. Michelle and I were in a meeting in our industry, and we got a text from Jay and Michelle's mother saying there was an emergency and we needed to call her right away. That started a 15-month journey of a roller coaster of emotions. After Jay was diagnosed, there was treatment and surgery and radiation and chemo and all the things that come with glioblastoma. There was a lot of lighthearted moments, and sometimes the only way to keep from crying was to laugh. And we sure did a lot of that. But at the end of the day, 15 months later, Jay passed. And one of the things that struck me as probably the most inspiring part of Jay's journey to the end was that he was always trying to help somebody else. There was a trial that he was asked to be a part of. And I remember there was a lot of discussion between Jay and his wife Cindy and my fiance Michelle about enduring another surgery and all the things that come with being a part of the clinical trial. And at the end of the day, it was Jay's decision, and he said, if this helps somebody else down the road, then I want to do it. None of us have made the sacrifices that are made by Jay and by everybody else who is affected by this disease. So doing a 5K seems like not a whole lot, and that's the least we can do. So if there's a way we can raise awareness, raise funds, push more research, then we're going to do it. And the Head for the Cure and the race is just one vehicle to a means to an end to getting this disease under control and hopefully eliminating it one day. So look forward to seeing you run.
Can you please tell us your name?
Michelle Howland.
Hi, Michelle. I understand you're doing the Head for the Cure 5K coming up here pretty quick. Can you tell us why?
I'm doing the race because I'm doing it on behalf of my brother, Jay Woodward. He meant everything to me. We're very close in age, 13 months apart to the day. And through his 15-month fight with a glioblastoma, he showed me what a true warrior was. And I named our team Woodward's Warriors. And one of his last acts that he did was he participated in a trial. Even though the doctors told him that it wouldn't help him, he decided that if it would help anyone, he wanted to participate. And so this year, when it came time for the run, even though I had done it last year, just days after he passed, this year was a little bit harder because it brought up all those old memories. But I thought, you know what? The biggest memory I have of my brother is he was not only a hero to me, but to those people that in the future he might help save because he was willing to participate in the trial. And I thought, I need to step in his place and do the same thing. So we're raising money and we're bringing awareness so that other families don't have to go through what we did. And we're going to keep running this race and fighting this fight until there's a cure, and we're doing it for my brother.
What do you think your legacy is going to be?
My legacy is going to be my grandbaby. I hope that she is everything that she wants to be and nothing that anybody else wants her to be.
How would you like to be remembered?
As somebody that cares about other people and loves his grandbaby and his family.
Perfect.
What a 5K. And thanks to all of you for sending in those videos and photos and testimonies of why you all are participating. Again, bringing the community together is such a crucial part, as this disease can be extremely isolating. And then you add the pandemic on top of that, and we need that support. So thank you all for showing up today. We've had a phenomenal year this year, and our second year in Phoenix, with raising funds to support the brain tumor community. With over $20,000 raised, 15 teams participating, and 250 participants. But the fun is not over yet, Phoenix. There's still plenty of time for donations to come in, as donations will remain open for the next several weeks. We know it's a tough time out there, but continue to make those asks, because they want to participate and support Head for the Cure in honor of you, because it's a cause that means so much to you. We know that there's still so much needed in order to fund that very important clinical research and patient programs to support all of the patients who have faced this disease. It is my pleasure to get to introduce someone who has been such a great support of Head for the Cure, and all of you from the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Mehta.
Hello, Phoenix. I'm Dr. Shwetal Mehta, Deputy Director and Chief Operating Officer of the Ivy Brain Tumor Center right here in Phoenix at Barrow Neurological Institute. This year may look a little different, but the strength of the brain tumor community has not changed. Brain tumors don't stop for anything, and we want to remind the brain tumor community that despite COVID, we have not stopped fighting for you. All of our clinical trials have remained open throughout the pandemic, and in fact, within the last 3 months, we've opened 2 new clinical trials and 3 more are on the horizon. By supporting Head for the Cure, you're supporting Ivy Brain Tumor Center's Phase 0 clinical trials program. The mission of this program is to increase life expectancy and contribute to a cure for malignant brain tumors. Our accelerated clinical trials program is changing the status quo by putting time back on the patient's side, by identifying new therapies that work by matching the drugs to their tumor biologies. On behalf of everyone at the Ivy Brain Tumor Center, I would like to thank you for participating in this event and for the time and effort that you've put in raising funds and awareness for brain cancer research. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. I had the pleasure of being on an Instagram Live with her a few weeks ago. It is so fantastic to hear her passion and support of the brain tumor patients, and I know that that's carried on to every single staff person at the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. So thank you so much for all of your support. It's now the time that I get to recognize some of our teams and individuals who have gone above and beyond when it comes to their fundraising and participation.
And now for our largest teams. In third place with 34 participants is Team Farella. In second place with 37 participants is the Ivy Brainstormers. And in first place with 46 participants is the Glioblasters. And now for our top fundraising teams. In third place, raising over $1,400 is Team Marty. In second place, raising over $2,400 is Team Farella. And raising over $3,800 is Glioblasters. And now for our individuals who have gone above and beyond in fundraising. In third place, raising over $950 is Victoria Adams. In second place, raising over $1,050 is Michelle Howland. And raising over $1,200 in first place is Pam Blackburn.
Now is honestly my favorite time of the day. This is where we get to recognize all of our survivors. Normally, in person, we would bring everybody up to the stage and to be able to embrace you and celebrate you with rounds of applause and hugs. We know we can't do that. But what we will do is we're going to be reading the names of all of our survivors who've registered today and show their photos on the screen so we can recognize their amazing spirit. These individuals continue to inspire each and every one of us every day to continue this fight. They do so through their tenacity, their attitudes, and their fantastic spirit. And we are so thrilled and honored that they allow us to be a part of their journey and to recognize them all today.
Kurt, Pam, Patty, Gwen, Danny, Kevin, Desmond, Flo, Julie, Lynette, Stephen, and Nick.
Head for the Cure exists in order to ignite hope. That hope began with just one person, Chris Anthony. Chris passed away from a glioblastoma in 2003, and his legacy is what inspired our founder, Matt Anthony, to begin the Head for the Cure Foundation. During Chris's battle with a brain tumor, he lived by three simple words: keeping the faith. That was faith in himself, faith in a cure, faith in tomorrow, and for him, that meant faith spiritually. At each of our 5K events, we recognize some of our survivors and patients who have been nominated by loved ones because they embody those three words. We are also going to be recognizing some of our caregivers with the Stevie Patrick Legacy of Love Award. Also nominated by loved ones, these individuals have oftentimes given the best of themselves in order to support someone else who has been diagnosed by a brain tumor. So please join me as we recognize our Keeping the Faith recipients and our Legacy of Love Award winners.
Head for the Cure 5K events are not only successful fundraisers in the fight against brain cancer, but unique tributes for those currently fighting this terrible disease and remembering those who have lost their battles. Head for the Cure was started in honor of a man named Chris Anthony. Chris's motto was always keeping the faith. He lived it daily. He signed off every email with keeping the faith, and his faith enabled him to maintain his grace, dignity, courage, and strength throughout his illness. That's why every year we honor brain cancer patients and their loved ones with a special recognition we call Keeping the Faith. Each of their stories is personal and special, and all are inspiring.
Kurt Alkenbrock, nominated by Kristen Hendrickson. I would like to nominate a true brain tumor warrior, Kurt Alkenbrock. Kurt's journey began in August 2019 when he was diagnosed with glioblastoma. Facing a difficult diagnosis, he pushed full steam ahead with treatments including resection and chemoradiation. Once recovered, Kurt continued to enjoy his active lifestyle, working diligently to lower his golf handicap. When his cancer returned, Kurt became a genuine pioneer after being the first patient to enroll in a new Phase 0 clinical trial. He demonstrated his personal commitment to advancing glioblastoma research by being the first patient to try a promising new oral drug combination therapy for recurrent high-grade gliomas. And he demonstrated his fighting spirit by continuing to battle his disease in order to win the war against brain cancer. I know that Kurt could not do this without the loving support of his wife of 41 years, Sandy, and their daughters and granddaughters. It is through them and because of them that Kurt is a brain tumor warrior. Flo Jones, nominated by Lynette Veras. Flo is a Gray Matters Foundation brain buddy who jumped right in to help and give back. Flo is not shy about telling anyone and everyone about Gray Matters. Flo is a giving soul and was eager to give back and help others. She felt she was beating something meant to beat her, and it will not win. She is 11 years out with GBM, and after receiving a few cards and goodies from Gray Matters, it was clear she wanted to do the same and became one of our official volunteers. Flo was in the Army as both active duty and reserves from 1971 to 1998 for 27 years. In October of 2009, she had a bad headache, and as it got worse, her neurologist told her to go to the ER. She arrived at Phoenix Baptist Hospital, and a diagnosis of a brain tumor was confirmed by CT, MRI, and surgery was set for the next day. 5 days later, the lab confirmed glioblastoma multiforme stage 4. As of October 2020, she has been an 11-year survivor, and her participation in Gray Matters Foundation has been and shall always be a blessing to all. She has made and sent out over 500 cards to the brain tumor community. She has donated time taking photos for events we participate in, and she has committed to keep scrapbooks for all to see and learn about the foundation. Here's what someone said who received one of her cards. I just received a package of cards and a book of stamps from a friend Flo met at an appointment at St. Joe's. She wrote me a personal note and sent me 20 cards and stamps to cover the cost to mail them. She has rallied her husband Paul, or what's his face, as he likes to call himself, to get involved as well. We are so fortunate that they are able to contribute in so many ways to Gray Matters Foundation. Way to go, Flo, you are our one. You are one outstanding buddy.
Pam Blackburn, nominated by the Blackburn family. My name is Rafi, and my mom and I want to tell you about my aunt, or as I call her, Aunt Pamby. Aunt Pamby is a wonderful person, and I love her to pieces. Even though she left me behind when she moved from the Midwest to Phoenix years and years ago. She doesn't care that I have Down syndrome. She loves me just as much as anybody could, because she has a really big heart for people with disabilities. She loves dogs too, just like I do. Aunt Pamby and I have lots of fun memories of our families visiting over the years, especially camping trips, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and one time she gave me a tea set for Christmas that I used all the time and cherished for years. She is kind and daring and brave and a super special person, and that's why I think it's so unfair that she has a brain tumor called glioblastoma, because she loves life, loves her family, and has lots and lots of stuff she still wants to do. I love you, Aunt Pamby. September 18th, 2019, my sister was rescued off Pistuwa Peak. It was the day that changed her life forever. 2 days later, she was diagnosed with stage 4 GBM. She is the loving wife of Ron Jackson and the super proud mother of Amy, Ron, Melissa, Hannah, and Zachary. Her whole life, she has been an outspoken advocate for the rights of the disabled community. She is a Reiki master, massage therapist, mechanical draftsperson, and has a BS in social work. Suffice it to say, she has led a well-rounded life, always rooted in her love of family and nature. But accomplishments come and go as you face an unbelievable life-altering diagnosis of GBM. Sister Karen says God is here and will not leave you. Uncle Bill says her positive attitude has inspired all of us to look at the bright side of our lives. And Aunt Ona says Pam has the same loving traits as her mother. There is not a single person who has read Pam's blog who hasn't been touched by her outpouring of kindness and introspection. Through her writing, she has touched so many people with her inspiration and genuine care and love toward her fellow human beings in spite of her own suffering. The general consensus is that Pam Loves Sunflowers is spiritual, altruistic, great storyteller, strong, courageous, selfless, humane human, beautiful red-headed woman, intrepid, loves animals, avid hiker, and hands down have the most positive attitude of anyone we know. Pam has taught all of us hope is real. Thank you for your courage and for allowing us to honor you. New this year, the legacy of Love Nomination is easily defined by actions of integrity, encouragement, determination, and truly loving and serving others, especially those in need. The recipient of this must have a strong desire to encourage and help others. This deserving person must be a leader each day and also have the courage to smile in the midst of adversity. We now like to share their story.
Brianna Love, nominated by Julie Love. Brianna is my 22-year-old granddaughter who lives with me. Knowing the challenge of taking care of me after my second craniotomy, which left me more disabled on my left side, she has taken on every challenge, helping to dress me, feed me, shower me, setting her life aside to make sure I am not alone and that I don't have to worry about my mobility, driving me to appointments, helping me walk. She has been such a blessing. I am raising my 17-year-old granddaughter as well. She has helped with her too, especially with my extended stay in the hospital and through my rehabilitation stay, learning to have some independence. Brianna is constantly supportive and encouraging and showing her maturity and willingness to just love me. She is a genial person to take on such a role as my caregiver. I am fiercely proud of her. I am very blessed.
And finally, we know that this disease has taken too many of our loved ones from us. And we know that while these individuals aren't here on earth with us any longer, they continue to live on in our hearts, in our thoughts and memories, and in our souls. And we'd like to recognize some of those individuals with our celebration of life. We know that this is new this year to Phoenix, so if you haven't had your chance to submit your own memories and photos of loved ones, please continue to do so. But for right now, please join us as we remember some of those that we've lost with their celebration of life. Thank you so much to everyone who has participated and donated and shown up today and sent in your photos of how you've done your own 5K. You continue to amaze us, Phoenix. with your support and your tenacity and your love for the brain tumor community. Remember that registrations will stay open through tomorrow, November 8th at midnight, and donations will remain open for several weeks. So still continue to reach out to friends and family who may want to support you, because we can continue to raise those necessary funds to support the Ivy Brain Tumor Center and the Brain Tumor Trials Collaborative. And guess what, Phoenix? We cannot wait to see you in 2021 for our 3rd annual Head for the Cure 5K. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend.